Alright guys, I am live. Welcome back everybody, I am Dirk the Red Panda, and this is I.C.O. Let me see if I'm on camera well enough. I got my mic to the left, I'm kind of like ducking out. If you guys do not see, I have somebody in the background. Oh, which way is he? This way, I think. If I lean over. You may be able to see my red panda friend in the background. I should probably move him, maybe. Actually, I could put him on top of the bed so you guys can actually see him when I'm reading. Here we go. He's the king of that bed. And I'm going to go to single screen now. Perfect. No, wait, other way. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so. He pulled them up by the ears. Did not. Oh, God. So it's great to see everybody here, and yeah, I am live. So I forgot how long it took me to actually start the stream. I don't know, I need to add that into the time markers in the description, so. But yeah, this is update 4 for I.C.O, and I'm looking forward to it. I should probably lower the volume. Better safe than sorry. I found a way for my visual novel to do it by default, to keep it at half volume in the beginning, so you don't get your ears bursted the first time you open the game up. I can always teach these fellow VN creators that if they need it. Alright, so I'm gonna go down here and table of contents. And we'll start around the 10-minute mark again. As usual. And we have our first donation 5 minutes into the video. Oh my goodness. Perpy, stop simping for me. Perpy donated $2 and said, "Hi, Dirk." Hello to you too, Perpy. And thank you so much. And if you guys did not notice before I started the stream, I forgot to mention it before, I should probably make it a reoccurring thing to mention. I decided to list my patrons whenever I'm setting up the stream, like on the left side, so you can see Super Chat. There it is. Yeah, so you can see who is helping support this channel and my visual novel works. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna make that Patreon a VN only type of thing, because we're trying to figure out the financials of it, and I might dedicate it more so to paying for the VN side of things, and probably rely more so on YouTube's like kind of monetization and like whatever system here to, you know, basically help me for the YouTube part of it. So if you want to support me just for the YouTube channel, you could probably more so support me here or live or whatever. But yeah, I'm trying to transition that Patreon if I get enough support to dedicate more so to the VN, so I don't have to divvy things in a weird way or like see who's donating for the game and who's donating for my videos. But it is 4 AM right now, and I don't care if I get no sleep. I have awake all this time. I can feel that vibe so much, Amaryl. Hello, Dirk. Hello, Amaryl. Gasp. Amicus. Amicus is live. And I did take home the spare rubber charm of Amicus. Not sure if I'm gonna do a giveaway here or whatnot. I still need to check the comments for that video to see if there's interest for it. Oh god. Perpy just donated another $2. The YouTube chat is ahead of my Streamlabs chat, so it's gonna pop up later on, the notification, but yeah, Perpy says you look really hot in that box opening video. Thanks, Perpy. I'm not in my robe now. It's too revealing, man. I swear I've been looking for those Amicus plushies. Same here. Alright.
Super chat.
There it is. Alright, now that I got the thumbnail set up and all that, I'm just gonna go back to my Streamlabs chat so I don't jump the gun whenever I find the whatever super chat notifications. Alright, so a minute and a half before we start. Should I lower the volume before we start so the music isn't overbearing? How about this? Like, I think maybe halfway, because I only have one earbud in and it's still pretty dang loud. All I find is posters and Cassius plush. Oh no, Cassius plush. Would that be a nightmare? Would anybody buy the Cassius plush? Yes, simping already, jeez. No worries. I love your guys' support. More the merrier. Alright, so we are, like I said, we were on update 4, but last time we hung out with Gil and yes, this is the last update. This was update 2. Update 3. Yep, okay. Just double checking.
Super chat.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna read that one out loud, Perpy. $2 from Perpy saying, does anybody here think Cassius tops Alex? Dom's Alex, whatever. I did read it out loud, so I contradicted myself, but God. I'm not gonna read anything you guys pay money for. Not that desperate. Nah, I kid, but anyway, this is update 4, and I think we're gonna have some more I.C.O. action in this coming update, so looking forward to that. And Nicholas says, sorry Dork, but I have a friend waiting for me. I'm gonna go spend some time with him before I'm hogged by my family. I can relate to that. I'll try to catch back in the stream later. Yeah, no worries, man. Or when, girl, whatever you are. I just say my guy all the time, without any gender to it. I'm just like my dude. But sadly, I can't donate. Sad, broke college student noises. Same here. Can relate. I'm just gonna change my description to 12 minutes for when we start the stream, because I tend to rant a little too long in the beginning of every video. And back to it. Jackie says, I'm ready for a Far Beyond the World update. Yeah, that one sounds really hype. Like I said, I'm not sure if I want to start it or, like, play it here. Like, it's 4 updates in, and it's just like, if I do it, I'm gonna have to, like, catch up with 3 updates and then play the 4th one to be current. Struggles of catching up with other novels that have been loaded up instead of doing them from the beginning. Perfect donated $2 saying, lad, did you update the Far Beyond the World update video? Interesting thing to donate to me, say.
Super chat.
Yeah, thanks again, Perpy, for the $2. I think you've donated about $6, maybe $8 now. It doesn't say in the Streamlabs, but it does say on YouTube. Yeah, you've donated $8 in total. Thanks. Here we go, we're gonna start, so I do not rant any longer. Kestrel's working on it. I'll record it as soon as I get the build. Yeah, I think it's only for patrons right now, but I'm curious, like, I haven't downloaded it yet if I want to, so who knows, man, if I download it. Anyway, let's get started. Alright. I'm gonna have to do the Cetus voice for Judah. That's his name. Cetus, I don't know your character's names. Please help. Alright. I turned away stared back at Ardor's cliffside and made my way back towards my comfortable little dormitory hidden snugly at the very top. When the wake-up call came, I was more than prepared. I hopped right out of my sheets and made a brisk pace through my morning routine. More than happy to get out of that room full of cranky, musty, Do I have to read this? God damn it, Cetus, I hate you. More than happy to get out of that room full of cranky, musky mustelids. It's strange what a difference being 3 minutes early can be. The hangar was the emptiest I've seen in my few days here. There it is, the feral. Ferals, how do they work? I still do not understand. Then again, I'm terrible at understanding things in general. I first arrived beneath Scarlet Echo, which was all set and prepared for another day out there. I swallowed. No time to dwell on that. I may be early, but my schedule is tight. Maybe I should be getting some sketches. I'm saying sketches. I'm thinking of art. No time to dwell on that. I may be early, but my schedule is tight. Maybe I should be getting some stretches in. And I was about to say Mustelid816. No, it's Multilad816 with a $1 donation. And no comment with it, but thank you nonetheless. Thank you nonetheless. I can't read now because of that stupid line. Thank you nonetheless, Multilad. I didn't finish Adastra.
Super chat.
Thank you. I didn't finish Adastra. The greatest sin. Any other furry game you're interested in if none of your games are available? So, I guess that could be part of the question that Multilad would be asking. Yeah, like, I would be interested in, like, Far Beyond the World. Like, I'm still in that, like, purgatory with that. What else is out there? What exists? I'm trying to think of all the VNs that I've added for my March Madness list. That is one big list. But there's that, maybe Wolfstar Sins in Paradise if I really want to get risque on this channel. Maybe my own novel. Why not? Kata was about to catch these hands. True that. Dirk, behind you! An alien wolf appears behind Dirk. Oh no! And a $2 donation with that comment from Perpy the cat. Thanks, Perpy. Oh, Temptation Ballad. Heard of that. I think another one that could be interesting that's kind of more D&D themed, I think is... Yes, Temptation's Ballad. I was like, what's that game that Shirokoi made? It's that one.
Super chat.
Yes, so that one could be on my list too. That one's also early in the running. Still thinking of what else I could add. I only want to add like 1 or 2 things maybe per year or per like 6 months or something like that. Like, I don't want to add a new novel every single month on my channel because it would mean I'd end up having like 10, 12 updates to play within a month, and I would not be able to do that. Like, I'm trying to get myself to like maybe a 5 to 6 VN limit, so I have 1 per week, maybe a second one to add in if the novel's like updates every other month or something. So, that is it for my conversation about what VNs I'm thinking about. You will find out either next week or the following week which new VN I'm adding to the list. I want to start it at the beginning of the new year, but not sure how exact I'll be with that. So, let's start. I should be getting some stretches in. That framework can really make an ass sore. I found a nice spot hidden in the shadow of my feral to do some in secret. Nobody can see me doing stretches, man. Some basic leg and arm stretches that had me popping a few joints every now and then. As my chat spoils Adastra in the chat. Guys, why you gotta be spoiling? And I do not know, well, I kind of do know Kimia 1.5 has been released for patrons, and I assume there won't be a public update until update 2, which may be a month. So, moving on from that, no more Adastra. I was not 5 minutes into my exercises when a familiar pair of voices drifted into earshot. Voices I'll have to figure out what they were. Hugo and Gil. The two engaged in light conversation as they walked side by side. Gil was the first to notice me as he flashed his trademark toothy grin in my direction. Ah, good old Gil. I love doing his Australian accent. That font, man. That color. Can barely see it. Ah, gotta get the Australian accent back. Jude the dude. Morning. Morning.
Good morning, Judah. Are you well rested?
Yeah. A bit better, actually.
Swell. Good. You're getting into the rhythm of things.
Well, it's another long day out there. Would you like some help with anything? That one really, that was rough. I'm so hypercritical of myself when I do Gil's voice. It's always Gil. So perfect. Anyway. So, would you like some help with anything? Help? Yeah, like some assistance with your feral or any other questions you might have. And it'll give us some time, and it'll give us some more time to, you know, mingle. Just you, me, and my boy, Hugh. Gil nudged Hugo.
Super chat.
Oh, Herpy donated another $2 saying, this VN is only good because of Gil and his hotness. Why must Gil be so hot? We all agree that Gil is hot. That is a common trait. I still think it's an interesting novel nonetheless. Like, I feel like the action in it's good. Yep. So, Gil nudged Hugo, flashing a bright grin to both of us. The sea lion rolled his eyes, but smirked all the same.
Plus, if we make good time, I might be able to get some sodas before we're out.
Ah, fuck, I forgot to get some soda!
Yeah, because the first thing you need is more sugar.
Gil shot Hugo a dirty...
I'm about to read in Gil's voice. Gil shot Hugo a dirty look. Gil does not like that.
Alright. Gil shot Hugo a dirty look.
So, Jude, you like cream, root beer, or just the fizzy water stuff?
You mean hard seltzer? Nobody likes hard seltzer. People tolerate hard seltzer. Alright. Give me a second. If it makes me pick, I swear to God, I'm done with this game. I fiddled with the tip of my tail. What's going on with this guy? Why is he being so... friendly? We hung out all day yesterday. Even had dinner together. I don't know what to make of it now. Shouldn't we be more focused on today's mission or something? Does he want something? I'm fine. I sighed heavily as I rubbed my temples.
You sure, man? I mean, there's nothing wrong with liking hard seltzer. Even though nobody likes hard seltzer.
I'm alright. I should have probably put more emphasis on that. I'm alright. I'm alright. ... Sorry, just... I'm tired and... Right, I need to do something with my feral.
Hey, you alright, Judah?
Yes. Hugo rested a finger on his chin and gave me a conspicuous look.
Well, alright. You can always rely on us if you need anything, okay?
Yeah. I walked off, feeling a mixture of odd feelings roil inside of me. And right before Perpy's $2 donation, I'm going to read Husky Boy's comment, which, aw, very sweet of you to say. You are a personal favorite YouTuber of mine. Keep up the good work. Aw, thanks. And then Perpy's $2 donation, thank you, Perpy, says, Gil, my body is... No, I'm not reading that.
Super chat.
No. Keep it to yourself. Read. But thank you for the donation nonetheless. Anyway, I walked off, feeling a mixture of odd feelings roil inside of me. What do they want from me anyways? We're assing our lives. We're out risking our lives in the hellscape again, so this isn't the time to be getting chummy. Maybe I was getting too comfortable yesterday with Gil. Sitting outside in ardor, without a care in the world, eating together like we were friends. Friends, what are those? It was nice. Wasn't it? Wait, no. I can't be getting too comfortable. I don't need this kind of distraction anymore. Just focus on the mission at hand, Judah. I'd be happier for it in the end without having to worry about the others. But still, I looked back and Gil was talking to Hugo with a concerned expression on his face. Hugo seemed just as confused. I idled around for a while before I spotted Shay in the distance and went on to see him for today's mission briefing. Oh, the man, the myth, the legend, Shay, and those big shoulders and arms.
Good day, Squadron. I see we're all accounted for and on time.
His eyes drifted momentarily to Gil, who gave him an almost inaudible yep.
Of course. Baseline's given us some additional information concerning today's mission. They've been unable to communicate with a few of our rigs for a while now. We're going to investigate what's causing this.
Was it a gradual or instantaneous stoppage to the tower's connection?
Reportedly, it went out suddenly yesterday morning without warning.
Ah, I see. The rat nibbled at the tip of his claw before going back to his usual silence once again.
Oh dear. That's quite concerning. Is that all we have to go off of? For the time being, it appears so.
They lied. I think we had to fix that very tower several months ago. Same one, right? Shay's like, I hate Gil for no reason, and I'm sad because of that. But Hugo chimes in and says,
If I recall, yes. But this is unlike that encrusting issue.
Never heard that word before? What the hell is encrusting? Gil clicked his tongue, looking irritated with the newfound information.
You'd think by this point they'd be constructed with a little more tact and grace. If they weren't built so shittily, maybe we wouldn't have this issue.
It's a dangerous and costly endeavor just to install X1 alloy so far from a crater's perimeter. Like it or not, I'm afraid we would have to make do. Gil looked ready to engage in a hot debate with the rat before Shay cleared his throat and everyone stepped back into line.
Regardless of the cause, we have orders and I will see it that they're fulfilled. Seeing as this will likely be an extermination mission, I have requested our armaments be bolstered.
Haven't heard of armaments. Armaments. Ugh, that's a weird word. Cetus, what's with you and using fancy words? I kid. Anyway.
Oh, do tell. Gauntlets, polearms, broadswords, even a few grenades should the need arise. After the loss of one of our carriers
I'm about to go Australian with Shay.
After the loss of our carriers last time, I want each and every one of you to be mindful of our convoy's safety. 7 soldiers were lost to that mega colony.
A pang of guilt hit me in the stomach. I could still remember the sound of that vehicle making an impact with the ground. Maybe I could have saved them. Before I could dwell on that thought for long, Shay raised his voice once more.
We will be going directly towards the radio tower, passing the base in the process. Once we properly analyze the situation or eliminate any I.C.O. threat, we will return to the base and refuel and rest. This is a 7-hour venture into the wastes. Be sure your water tanks are filled up. Now, let's get ready. I want everyone in their ferals in 10 minutes.
Another unanimous recital of the slogan, and we all set off. Guess Gil won't be getting those sodas. Instead of getting water tanks or whatever, he just fills it with soda. It's like,
Gil, what did you do? I was thirsty for soda.
I was welcomed back to the wasteland with scorching heat. Not 5 minutes in, and already sweat had begun to pool around my forehead. By the second hour, Shay had stopped issuing commands, and there was nothing but eerie silence as we walked through hills and valleys of rubble. 4 hours in, Felix had spotted a mega colony a few miles to the east. Fortunately, it didn't seem to notice us and disappeared into the debris of a fallen tower. Finally, by the 6th hour, there was something new to behold. As we crossed over the upteenth hill, passing by Base Light in the process, a new sight was in store for us. A vast, sprawling cityscape, crumbling from the decay of a century. I scanned the great expanse of buildings which must have stretched on for miles in either direction. The remains of what must have been great, towering structures were cracked into pieces, consumed by time and the endless appetite of I.C.O. Streets which once bustled with life, now empty and decomposed with time. Steel, concrete, even glass. So long as it wasn't the wasteland itself, they'd devour it. Each and every day, the old world is vanishing into a million tiny mouths. A world that was once bustling with color, energy, and life. No subterranean cityscapes languishing in the dark. No sky-obscuring domes that shrouded the world above. No I.C.O. Now, however, it was teeming with the damn things. They were everywhere. Cecil colonies which were encrusted along with the concrete and fanning out, or sessile colonies which were encrusted along the concrete or fanning out like branches littered the ruins. An ecosystem of maggots living off the skeleton of civilization. Staring down at the remains of what once was a thriving community, a sense of sorrow welled up within me. My whole life, I've been trapped within the walls of the craters. Even now, I'm held safely within the depths of my feral. The idea that there was something to live for back then, it's absurd. I scanned the landscape, searching for this tower. It didn't take long before I had spotted it. It was located amid a flattened part of the landscape, surrounded by nothing but vast piles of rock and rubble. Slightly rusted, but still stuck out like a silver ingot in a sea of stones. And from the distance, it was quite clear to see what exactly the problem was. A massive glob stuck firmly to its side, heavy enough to cause the entire tower to bend slightly. The tower must have been at least 60 or so meters tall, and whatever was attached to it must have been half of its height at least. The rest must have noticed too, because the first thing Shay asked for was Felix to get a visual. It appears our theory was correct after all. There's a mega colony consuming it as we speak.
Could you get a good look at its size?
Oh, I'm loving these new, side images. And they're on the right side, too. Man, he's really going the 9 yards with these images. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, how would you change that setting? Because I know normally it's on the bottom left. I bet there's, a default setting he had to change, but damn, look at these people changing settings. But anyway.
Could you get a good look at its size?
Well enough to see that most of it's covered in elongated spines. It's round in shape and appears to prioritize bulk over mobility. A mobile fortress of sorts.
Keep the vehicles at the center of the formation, squad. Or keep the vehicles at the center of the formation, squad. Belfast, Wagner, I want you two at the rear. Donato, Bishop, you'll flank. I'll take the vanguard. Can you spot any other megacolonies in the distance, Belfast?
3 or 4. None in the vicinity of our target. Any reason it's so far away from the base? Increases range of its radio waves. At its position, it's just far enough to reach crater... It's far enough to reach crater Chevalier. Jeez, I can't speak. Here we go. At its position, it's just far enough to reach crater Chevalier. Inconvenient for repairs and defense. But typically, its alloys take care of that. Typically. Oh, Cetus joined the chat. I bet he's really happy to see the lovely things I've mentioned about his game so far. Hello, Cetus, the cool boy. Alright, moving on.
Any further questions?
There was silence for a beat.
I do not believe so, sir. Splendid. Take care not to provoke any of the colonies as we approach. The last thing we need is for a Cecil colony, or Cecil I think is the word. The last thing we need is for a Cecil colony to become defensive. Is this understood, squad? Aye. Affirmative, sir.
Acknowledged. My lady. Yes.
Then let us proceed.
And down we went towards the ruins. What what new world they have fashioned for themselves down there, amid the skeleton of civilization. We'll be surrounded on all sides, neck deep in their territory. Our descent seemed to last for eons. Oh no. What's happening? Jeez. Everything's ruined. Oh boy. They're everywhere. That's a lot of messed up stuff everywhere. The damn place was a den for these bastards. So many shapes, sizes, features. Just... They stared at us. Oh, there's some in the bottom left. Didn't notice. They stared at us. Some scuttled away while others watched. Some even tried nibbling away at our Pharaoh's armor, only to be deterred by their repellent properties. Still though, any slight impairment would compromise the entire thing. They'd storm any opening with a vengeance. Perhaps they were waiting for something to go wrong. It was a whole other community down there. One where roles of predator and prey still existed. The weak were consumed and turned into additional body structures for the larger ones. They would even fight amongst themselves for territory or scraps of debris, which resulted in the loss of limbs or chunks. Said parts would then gain their own independence and scuttle off into a nuke. A cycle of life and death. A cycle of nature. Almost as if nothing had changed at all. But they were one entity. They always have been. No matter how many places in their whole, the moment they feel threatened, they could amalgamate and obliterate us in mere moments. But perhaps they were too preoccupied with each other to care about us. Hopefully. We marched silently, taking care not to provoke anything, when we finally arrived. It was a wide clearing, an area deep in degradation with nothing more than rubble and a few upright buildings to provide structure to an otherwise flat chunk of land. Our squadron took residence behind one of the larger rubble piles as we scoped out the situation. The target was just in sight. We were close enough now that we could hear it creak, and a quick glance at its midsection would explain why. It was utterly encrusted in a garden of luridly colored I.C.O. Like mold, they festered on the metal, squirming and morphing in a disturbing manner. I looked upwards. Oh, shit. Ugh, God. Where did you get those sounds, Cetus? I feel very uncomfortable. It hadn't noticed us yet, fortunately. Or if it did, it probably was too busy eating at the metal to care. The surrounding area was devoid of I.C.O. other than the mega colony, which periodically regurgitated bits of metal plating every moment or so. Parts of the tower that were still effective at repelling its zooids. How the hell is this thing still standing? You think it's even repairable at this point? The entire central satellite configuration is gone, but we can salvage what it hasn't consumed yet. Half a tower is better than nothing, I suppose. Hugo's so happy about it, he's like, oh, half a tower is better than nothing. As rather than, holy shit, this huge monster just ate the whole tower. But half a tower is better than nothing, I suppose. We can repurpose the unconsumed parts, at least. Outpost Lied. This is Commander Shay Huang of Squadron 015. We have a visual of the mega colony. Radially symmetrical,
possessing an armored hide and elongated protrusions. Estimated 18 meters without the spines, 25 with them. The midsection of the radio tower is currently being consumed but at a delayed pace. We, however, still could save the upper portions. Permission to terminate target.
There was a brief moment of silence, filled with nothing but the chewing of metal, before the radio whined on again.
This is base operator to Commander Huang. Save what you can of the tower and return it to the base. Elimination of the megacolony is not a top priority. However, it sounds as though it cannot be helped. It's attached quite firmly. It depends on how it responds. Terminate target should it become hostile or attempt to assimilate nearby colonies. Roger. Commander Wong, signing off. So, what's the plan?
Hugo is so optimistic. God, that face is like so pettable. It's like the pettable head meme where you just pet the head. God, I could pet Hugo's head.
What's the plan? We will be outranged in a close quarters situation. The length of those spines outreaches even our longest polearm. I don't think any amount of arm cannon fire will do much against its hide. But Felix's rifle, on the other hand. Felix can get it off the tower, and we should be able to detonate. Felix can get it off the tower, and we should be able to detonate it. If everything goes to plan, that is. We do not know yet the full extent of this megacolony's capabilities. Be prepared for anything. Gear up, and on my mark. Belfast will knock it with its purge. We will move it away from the tower, and then finally, we'll have Belfast finish it off with the detonation round. Sounds good to me. I see no issue with it.
I love how we're like all agreeing on it. It's like, do you object? I do not object. I do not object. Good, let's destroy this huge, giant monster that's destroying this entire building. Sorry, I just had to say it. But in the moment, it's probably much quicker. Sorry. Anyway, I see no issue with it.
Allow us to proceed.
Right.
Excellent. Mission starts as soon as we are armed.
The rest immediately set off to gearing up, and I followed closely behind. What to use? This is Judah Bishop to Carrier 3Y.
Carrier 3Y. We read you loud and clear. We read you loud and clear.
Requesting stock selection.
In this carrier, we have 6 arm cannon ammunition cartridges and 3 knives.
A sword. Why did I say it like that? A sword would be interesting, but the length of the megacolony's spines made me wary. Anything with extended reach?
Carrier 2C is currently housing a 12-meter polearm with 3 different head augments last I checked.
A polearm? Maybe I can finally use a real one. Engage Mode A. I signed off and connected to Carrier 2C, which promptly bestowed 2 separate parts of a staff, each nearly the length of the carrier itself. I snapped the 2 together and I had a full-on staff the length of Scarlet Echo itself. Even with the addition of the Armanet's head, I don't think I'd be able to entirely outrange that I.C.O's monstrous skewers. But at least I wouldn't be as disadvantaged. Looking through the different heads, I found one which suited my liking. Should cut fairly well and give me the range needed to take on those spines. I took a moment to get a feel for the weapon in my feral's hands. But it's a bit surreal pretending to be holding a weapon like this. Even if the ventriloquist system took care of the balance aspect. There's only so much you can do to simulate weight, I suppose. The only sign I was holding something was the framework refusing to tighten my grip any further than the ferrule's grip on the staff itself. Reminds me of when I'd carry a piece of driftwood around the house and pretend to be bashing I.C.O. with it. Mom would always scream at me for pulling this kind of shit. Well, Mom, I'm doing it for real now. I turned to see the rest of the squad fully prepared. Shay donning a pair of gauntlets which bore monstrous claws that looked like they could cut boulders clean in half. Hugo, on the other hand, cavorted? I think that's the word. Hugo, on the other hand, cavorted a massive shield slung across an arm. Its mass enough to crush the boulders Hugo leaned it on. Gil, meanwhile, was testing the sharpness of a pair of daggers on a pile of concrete. The slabs it cut out were as sharp as the knives themselves.
We all ready? Why the short range, Gil? I'm leaving them to the rest of you. Range is important, but we might need something a bit sharper to tear into its body. Once I get past the spines, the central structure will be done for.
Hugo turned to one of the convoys and produced a rotund object that must have been the size of 3 dorm bunk beds in length.
Oh god, Hugo is like... Maybe there'll be some I.C.O. left for you after it gets blown sky high. Don't think I've ever seen you throw one of those things before, Hugh. Always wanted to see an I.C.O. explode up close. Maybe I'll get my chance today.
I believe the colony is about finished with the tower's midsection. We'd best make haste.
Are you sufficiently prepared, Belfast?
One piercer round had been loaded and is ready to fire. A single round should be sufficient in disabling its footing for the moment, giving the rest of us ample time to attack.
Wagner and I will take the vanguard. Our ferrules should be much more resilient to its spines. Once we've cleared that out of the way, Bishop and Donato can make quick work with their speed. But be cautious and be prepared for the unexpected. We have no idea what's in store for us.
I had to burp there. Hold on. I missed a couple of comments, but yeah, one of them saying it's a beautiful game, and I really agree with it. Like, it's got an aesthetic to it. I love it. It feels unique, and that's the big thing about VNs. You gotta be unique to stand out and like kind of rise amongst the average. I still need to do that with my own VN. It's not that much of a standout yet, but yeah, I.C.O. is really making leaps and strides as the updates go on. I can see why Update 4 took its time, but yeah, beautiful game. My tentacle boy is here. I resigned my last comment. This game is beautifully uncomfortable. I can also feel that vibe too. And then Raul Jordan says, do you speak Portuguese? I unfortunately do not. I did learn Spanish in high school a couple of years, and I've forgotten pretty much most of it. But the closest I can ever relate to Portuguese in a way is knowing Basket, who, you know, is from Brazil, so of course he speaks Portuguese. But yeah, the closest I could do is just ask him what you're saying and like have him as a mid-translator, but I don't think he would spend the time doing that. Man's too busy making tennis ace. And college. College life is crazy. Anyway, and a couple of hellos, Nava, Adrin, and Husky Boy again. I like your VN. I'm assuming he's referring to Cetus's thing. Anyway, the moment has started. The four of us lined up our ferrules, with Felix in the back, shouldering his massive weapon effortlessly. Everyone's ferrules stood up on their hind legs, weapons just itching to strike at something. I gripped tightly onto the polearm, envisioning countless different ways it could try to defend itself. Claws that could snap my polearm in half, tentacles that could constrict Scarlet Echo. Maybe it would burst into 100 different colonies that attacked us from all directions. Switching out? We had a plan, but that only accounted for its form in the moment. And who knows what it's even capable of now. Just go with my gut and follow Shay's orders.
Fire!
A spray of fire erupted from the I.C.O's hide, sending a long streak of yellow across the tower. The colony squealed but refused to let go of its holdfast. The tower swayed, and for a moment, it looked as though it'd break in two.
Belfast!
Felix was quick to reload his next shot. The I.C.O., meanwhile, had its milky eyes trained on us. Another deafening shot and another spray of yellow. This time, the impact had sent the colony falling from its perch. There was a resounding thud as the I.C.O. hit the ground and it cried out in distress. Ellipses? God. I really like Shay's eyes in this. Like, Shay's character in this, like, Shay's side image is improved so much, I'd say. Like, I think Cody Opulus still does the coloring and shading too, but Cetus does the lining, but my goodness, they do such a good job together. God, it's so beautiful looking. Anyway, back to the serious moment. Dots. Ellipses. Ellipses?
Come on.
Shay and Hugo took a cautious step forward, their shields raised in preparation for anything. Every now and then, chittering, the distinct sound of zooids scattering about. What was it doing? Was it reforming? The dust cloud couldn't settle any faster. Come on. Please don't jump scare me. Oh, thank goodness. Oh boy, this is big. This is very big. It's spooky. What the fuck?
Stand back, Wagner.
Or should it be Wagner? I forget how they say it for like German, because that is like a German last name.
Stand back, Wagner.
Ah, let me try it again. Fuck, I need to improve it. There it appears again. Gotta get my breath in.
Stand back, Wagner.
The two paladins receded back with us myrmidons? Yeah. The two paladins receded back with us myrmidons close behind. Oh shit, look at that.
Target in range.
With a piercing cry, the beast shuffled forward, flashing its spines forward, looking for something to impale. Despite its bulk, it was able to make good ground, propped up on the bottom by its lower spines to aid its movement. Hugo rushed into the front lines and readied his shield in preparation.
Get out of the way! Huh.
Uh-oh. Rather than snapping like twigs, the I.C.O's spines had exploded, covering everything in a thick web of tendrils. They slithered across Hugo's ferrule, constricting it tightly. The mega colony had already righted itself back onto its legs, spurting more of the strange gunk at the sea lion. Oh no!
Oh, that is so cool looking. I can't move my arms. What is this? They're binding it. They're hardening. My ferrule can't move. I can't move.
Uh-oh. Hugo tried wrenching the shield off of the I.C.O, but to no avail. The mass of writhing tentacles were still pouring from the shattered spines. As they advanced over to the sea lion's body, They lost their glistening texture and became rougher, hardening into shells across Hugo's body. Real smoke had been completely encrusted with stuff, and the mega colony snapped off as the last bits of the substance hardened. Shay bounced back as the mega colony swept its remaining spines in his direction, landing with a great thud. The I.C.O. flashed its spines again and unleashed an eerie, splitting shriek. The half of its body lacking spines began to undulate like something was crawling beneath the surface. Then, the bases of where the spikes once were began to inflate like a balloon. It shot out with some strange substance, growing more and more until finally fully forming brand new spines, filled to bursting with whatever fluid it puts in them. Their surfaces puffed out before finally hardening up, finishing their growth.
Hugh, what's going on? I can't move my arms. The entire upper body of my feral is completely immobilized. Looks like it's attempting to return to its original position. Can you move your Royal Smoke's lower body? A bit. I can inch my way back. Return to formation. Immediately.
It began scuttling towards us, eyes bulging from their sockets. If ever an I.C.O. could look pissed off. It was sluggish. Every bit of it inched forward. Its massive topside swayed as if threatening to topple over at any moment. Had it not had spines on its lower side to prop it up, the whole thing would come crashing down easily. I shot my right arm outwards as it closed in. Aim for its underside. That seems to be how it scuttles around.
Good eye, Bishop. Belfast, to you.
Light erupted from the three of our arms, sending bullets hailing towards the I.C.O.'s fleshy leg structures. Ooze burst from eyeballs and tentacles, shredding its lower body to pieces. Not 3 seconds into our volley, however, its tentacles began to retract inwards. And in a flash of motion, its crimson underside had retracted into a fortress-like shell, our bullets bouncing off of its armored hide with no effect.
Bastard!
Vacate the area. I'm reloading another round. There was another shattering sound as bullet broke armor, followed by a brief squirt of yellow gunk from its wound. The shell shivered yet remained firm, blood cascading across its surface, running down its spines to form droplets at their tips. Felix took a few moments to reload his next shot, all the while the I.C.O. remained firmly in place. We got it to a corner. If it tries to emerge, we can tear it with our cannons. And staying put means Felix has an even easier job taking it out. The shell shivered. I could hear a muffled scream. Its spines quivered in their place. It'll all be over soon. Just stay put. It was then when I noticed something peculiar. One of its spines. The longest one in the middle. It looks to be more fuller. More elongated than the rest of them. Was I just imagining things? God, am I being paranoid again? No, it's certainly longer. My early celebration had begun to creep with dread. This colony. What's it planning? Another blast. Its armor looked ready to give in. Hurry up, Felix! The spine began to grow. It was nearly the length of Scarlet Echo by this point. The entire front of the colony was bowing outwards, its surface becoming increasingly taut by the moment. What in the name of? Pressure.
What's that, Jude?
It inflated spines to replace them out of the thin membrane, right? Then it must have some way of pumping certain parts of its body. Like, I don't know, like some sort of pump system?
The middle tendril's the pump! I think we got it! We know what we're doing.
The seams of the I.C.O. looked about ready to burst. Small jets of liquid were already shooting outwards.
Then... Bishop! Donato! To me!
Gil and I dashed into Amber Lynn, which wrapped its titanic arms around our ferals. Out of the corner of my eye, I spotted Password Blue, a lone speck of deep sapphire on the horizon, dashing towards the closest piece of cover it could find. My heart stopped. The sound had rattled me to my core. When I finally opened my eyes to see the damage.
Please, no, don't kill us.
Oh, was that a good thing? There was slime everywhere. Tentacles writhing in a wide radius all around us. Maybe we killed it. Gil and I were still in Shay's arms. The tiger feral completely engulfed with the material. I held my polearm close to my chest. Had Shay landed at the wrong time? I could have accidentally skewered him. I turned to see Felix's feral, bits of the elongated spine driven directly into the rat's chest. His feral rendered inert.
Commander! Felix!
The rat's voice piped up over the radio, sounding gargled and glitchy. My feral! It's... He spoke with a shaken voice, a demeanor I'd not seen before. Breath heavy, teeth clattering against each other. I swear I could hear his heart racing.
Status report, Belfast. Status report, Belfast.
Cockpit has sustained heavy damage. Had the aim been lower, Felix sputtered again and had his feet cut out.
Sir, what was that? Wagner, what's your status? I'm behind some rubble. A few carrier vehicles are with me as well. We're assessing the damage and... I don't know if I can get this stuff off without a feral's help. They're live I.C.O, sir. I don't know how long it will take until the armor's compromised. We need to take it out fast. They're starting to get into my feral's joints. And what about you three? Are you damaged? I shield them from the blast, but my feral has been covered by the material. I'm completely immobile. Donato, Bishop, is there any on you? Donato, Bishop, is there any on you?
There were no new sensations I could pick up from the ventriloquist system, except the pressure from Shay's hulking beast of a feral. I'm sorry. Turn off the Dirk horniness.
No, sir. None either. I can't move my head. What's the I.C.O doing?
Gil and I freed ourselves from the feral's immobilized arms, standing upright to take a look at the area. Oh dear God, what just,
Come on!
Gil's fist met the metal of his cockpit, letting a distant clank resonate from his feral's radio. Shay took a deep breath, a growl of frustration apparent. We were the last able-bodied units. The I.C.O had taken out 3 of our comrades and yet still stood high. Gil began hacking and slashing at the hardened tendrils coating Shay's feral. At the rate he took, it would have taken hours just to free one of Shay's arms.
There's no time for this, Donato! Then how the hell else are we gonna fight this thing? We still have 2 units left, Donato. The I.C.O. must have taken substantial damage to perform such a maneuver. I cannot see, but I assume there is a gaping wound on the colony's body, correct?
Yes, it's sizable, but...
Eliminate the target at any costs. That's an order. What? You... God, fuck!
Gil? I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good. Gil took a deep breath.
Sorry.
I turned towards the convoy formation where Hugo had lunged. I turned towards the convoy formation where Hugo had inched his way towards. We could retreat, right? If Gil and I were to be caught in the gunk, then that's it. We're done. There's the little the convoys could do. They'd be forced to abandon us. I remember having veteran convoy drivers at the institution, how their voices were hollow, describing abandoning a squadron with compromised ferals. I doubt Hugo can make it back like that, too.
Jude. Hi, listen. Remember yesterday?
Oh no, bringing feelings into this. Yeah?
Now, I need you more than ever. Alright? Just... please. We can do this. We got this I.C.O. fucker in a tight-ass spot.
Huh? Gil, maybe we should consider...
Judah, please! I'm gonna beat this thing to a fucking pulp and I won't take no for an answer. Got it?
Just do it. Gil's got the just do it mindset. Right. I turned, grappling my polearm, which was only lightly covered with the gunk. Gil jumped to my side, knives brandished outwards and teeth bared. 2 ferals, 1 I.C.O. I've already survived one before. I can do it again. I will win. I will make it out alright. I will survive. Oh, look at this. Whoa, holy crap. So much artwork, so beautiful. I'm assuming this is just click to continue. Oh, never mind. This thing is giving me nightmares. Oh, God.
Give him hell!
We thrust ourselves forward, weaponry ready to tear into the I.C.O.'s flesh. I directed an arm cannon towards the gaping hole in the I.C.O.'s body and unleashed a brief burst of fire. The colony recoiled and promptly twisted itself around to hide its vulnerable spot. Going to need some speed! Engage Mo B! I slid the Bardish? What the hell is that word? Bardiche? I slid the Bardiche into a holster on Scarlet Echo's backside. The I.C.O. flashed its spines, twisting away to pull its vulnerable wound out of reach. I took the other side, hoping to perform a pincer attack with Gil. We skirted 5 meters or so beyond the range of the spines. I swiveled side to side, pushing the spines dangerously close to our ferals. If just one of them bursts and ensnares us, we're done for. The colony had just finished one rotation and the wound was in sight. By now, I could see it slowly attempting to repair itself. Like hell, I'll give you the chance! Engage Mode A! I reached for the Bardiche as Scarlet Echo unfurled. I can't read. I reached for the Bardiche as Scarlet Echo unfurled. What the hell? Jude! The cockpit jolted as Flaxen Emperor tackled my ferrule to the side. Fuck, what was that for? Looking up, however, revealed that it expelled a web of tentacles from its wound.
He knows we want that weak spot.
Gil gripped one of the daggers by the blade.
Eat shit!
The dagger cut through the air with a sharp whistle, finding a hole directly in the I.C.O's gaping wound. It reeled, regurgitating volumes of fluid and tendrils.
Bullets aren't doing jack shit for us, yeah? The knife's disabling properties are still active. It should keep the wound from closing up anytime soon.
Got any ideas?
I just need to get into that wound. At this rate, we'll run out of ammunition before we can finish the job.
Fuck. I can hear Gil angrily stomp in his cockpit. The I.C.O. twisted around and bared its intact spines. They threatened to dislodge at any moment. Gil! Gil and I bounced away. Yeah, bounced. Never heard that word. Gil and I bounced away from each other as the colony thrust itself into the space between us. Its spines had barely grazed us. A small yellow splatter strained itself on Scarlet Echo's waist. The colony came to a halt as I realized it missed its target. Tentacles had began to slither their way across the ground and up the base of the colony where they proceeded to reintegrate themselves. Already, a few new spines had showed up, poking their way out of the colony's surface. It's recovering! And fast!
All those damn spines! All those damn spines! I can't get nearly close enough to deal anything substantial.
Yeah. What if we were to get rid of them? Or get rid of them? If it only has so many it can use. Only the backsides are remaining.
We can't attempt to battle at attrition here. We pop a few, several more will show up.
Then we need to get rid of all of them at once.
Come on, how the hell are we gonna do that?
I bit my lower lip, staring tentatively at the I.C.O. scuttled towards us, or as the I.C.O. scuttled towards us. Just one knife's not gonna do you any good there, Gil. Take this. It'll serve you better. I thrust the polearm into the ground.
What? What the fuck are you doing, Judah?
I slowly approached the mega colony, taking a deep breath as I prepare myself mentally. This is fucking stupid. But at this point, what option do we have? Follow my lead, Gil, and don't you dare miss the target. I'm putting everything in your hands now, so... God, might be just the biggest moron in this goddamn world.
You mean?
Gil chuckled.
Well now. Alrighty then.
On my mark. Engage Mode B! Gil stood close behind me, gripping the polearm tightly. Like I said, don't miss your mark. I surged forward, barreling straight towards the I.C.O. The I.C.O. twisted around and I flashed its spines in an attempt at The I.C.O. twisted around and flashed its spines in an attempt at intimidation. But I keep running forward. I had ignored its warning, and the mega colony now had no choice but to fulfill that promise it had made. It directed nearly all of its remaining spines in my direction and changed. Yeah! Just as the closest spine seemed ready to burst, I twisted around. Scarlet Echo reeled as it now exposed the entirety of its elongated flank towards the I.C.O spines. And inertia took care of the rest. The mega colony staggered as the entirety of my feral's weight was forced onto its body. The tendrils took no time at all to encase me in their binds. They filled every inch of my feral's joints, slathering and then hardening across Scarlet Echo's once lustrous surface.
You didn't think you'd have the balls to do it, Jude. But I'll be damned.
Finish the fucking job before it finishes me, alright? I spotted a blur of gold whiz past me. That Cheese Whiz reference.
I got it. I got it.
There was nothing to ward Gil off. Practically all the spines had been detonated, and the ones that weren't too far from Gil to really matter.
Yeah! Oh, there we go.
The wound was only a turn away from me when Gil arrived. It wasn't long before he utterly decimated it with my pole arm. Scarlet Echo shook as Gil tore its colonies insides to a pulp. The pole arm worked its magic as everything it came into contact with fizzled and died on the spot. The dingo tore the I.C.O's body, the Bardiche leaving vast, dead scars in its wake. The more Gil sliced, the more zooids were killed. Sorry, I thought my mom texted me. I was nervous that somebody texted me. I thought it was like my mom being like, be quiet. It wasn't my mom. It's just a friend, which I'll talk to after the stream. The more Gil sliced, the more zooids were killed. The mega colony structure began to weaken as there was little left to support itself.
I got you now!
And with a stylish twist of the weapon, Gil threw the finishing blow into the center of the colony, which split the colony into 4 beaten chunks. God damn! My gambit actually paid off.
Need some help there?
Yeah. Thanks. Gil was beaming above me. I could have sworn Flaxen Emperor was smiling. Took a toll on my harmonics levels.
Oh, Jesus, look at those harmonic levels.
Took a toll on my harmonics levels. Give me a moment.
Not like you'll be moving much anyways. Here, let me help.
Getting the substance off was no easy task. Gil instead resolved to cutting the entire side of the I.C.O out, leaving Scarlet Echo attached to a massive chunk of the I.C.O's hide. Ugh. I couldn't even move an inch, and Gil had heaved me back from the radio tower, away from the mega colony, which hadn't deflated just yet.
Don't you do this to me, Cetus. Don't you dare do this to me.
And Cetus has a long paragraph that says, I added some choices before, but I'm considering making it linear now. It was always supposed to be a linear game, but yeah. I think maybe for certain critical choices I may add it. I don't know.
Okay, I thought it was relating to this. I thought he was gonna be like, you screwed up, go back. Nah, we chillin'.
But it hadn't deflated just yet. No! Gil! Its carcass twitched slowly but surely. It began rearranging its own armor. God damn it! Why? No, 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 no! My stomach sank in that moment. Oh. We fucking had it! The mush pile began to grow as the armored chunks deteriorated into densely packed piles of gelatin. It was inflating itself up like a balloon. It blow its load and pick itself back together again after Gil's become incapacitated, then finishes off. Gil! Gil cast a side-eye to the slowly inflating mass. Gil, run! Gil wasn't responding. The fuck's the matter with him?
You know, I had a feeling this guy was trying to pick himself back together again.
What?
Gil's like, I was part of the I.C.O. the whole time! And they just trade sides. No, I'm kidding. He would never do that. Gil's a good boy.
Just then, a dark object was lobbed from behind me, landing at Gil's feet.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, Hugo, my man! Hugo?
Didn't want to miss the action again. Thought I'd bring you all a little something.
Gil picked the orb up, not even casting a glance at the colony, which had just looked as inflated up to its original size, but still growing at a steady pace.
Thanks for the gift, Hugh. Hope you don't mind if I give it away to someone. By all means, be my guest.
Oh god, Hugo looks really damn fine with that grin. Ugh.
Thanks. I'm sure they'll love it.
He fiddled with its surface, eliciting a distinct beeping noise, turning a red light on the orb, before casually tossing it over to his shoulder. Yeah. Oh, this looks so badass.
Not bad, Jude. Not bad.
The hell are you going on about?
Just proud of you for listening to my advice. You really showed your guts out there today. Keep showing me more of that, alright? You keep this up. Then they don't stand a chance!
Oh my god! Wow, this is so cool! It must have been midnight by the time we arrived at Base Lied. The moment I stepped out of Scarlet Echo, I wanted nothing more than to collapse on the spot. Gil had spent the whole rest of the day digging the Squadron 015 out of that muck. Gil, the real MVP of today's I.C.O. battle. Once I was free, getting the rest out of the predicament was somewhat easier at least. Not to mention he was the only one who could carry Password Blue back because the rest of the squad's movements were still hampered by some of the crust deep in the joints. Base Lied would take care of that by morning at least. Hopefully none of that gunk is still alive. Disgusting! Shay was in the middle of a debriefing with some of the staff members. He did most of the talking, fortunately, so I could blend into the shadows. We salvaged as much as we could from the tower, storing it in the convoys to be delivered to the base and repurposed. Overall, the mission was considered a success, and with that final statement, our squadron was free to rest for the night. That was so cool at the end, though. Holy crap, I still can't get over that. That was... Gil, man. Gil and Hugo just... They'd be doing fine work for us tonight. Relief washed over me like a waterfall. The day was finally done, and I could get at least a few hours of shut-eye before our early morning tomorrow. I leaned against a wall and sighed, filling my lungs with the base's stuffy air. Why did I have to breathe when I was about to burp? Stupid acid reflux. Pollution. Feeling my lungs with the base's stuffy air. Now I knew what Dad meant when he called off Crater Base's stifling. Even though the piloting suit's as breathable as they come, it was still dampened by puddles of sweat. One whiff made my nostrils crinkle in response. God, I need to get changed quickly. Now, where's the damn changing room? Luckily that most of the base's staff were asleep. Luckily that most of the base's staff was asleep, meant that I had the room all to myself. I unzipped the backside of my suit's collar and worked it off my body. Ah, man, that feels good. Now, hopefully I can take a quick shower without anyone noticing. Oh no, hope nobody in this cave notices me while I'm showering. I wrapped a towel around my waist and carefully made my way to the shower room. All seemed to be going well when... Crap, someone's here. It's just imagine just just have a repeat of like the soda scene. It's like Judah's just like showering or whatever, like brushing his teeth or whatever, rinsing something or whatever with his mouth. Gil comes up behind him and he just like spit takes again for that. Oh man, I would love to see that again. Nah, I kid. Don't want to repeat things. Don't want to kill the joke. Anyway, crap, someone's here. I tightened the towel around my waist and rushed to the showers. Hopefully no one will see me before I... Help, I fallen and I can't get up! Yeah! I just turned the corner when I made impact with something large and soft. Gil's pecs. No, I'm kidding. I was petrified. My body was still wrapped around theirs, but I couldn't move an inch. Help! I'm being consumed like I was with the I.C.O. earlier. Except it was Gil's pecs. I'm probably making Perpy so happy right now. Ah, God. This is why he watches me and donates to me. All for Gil's pecs. Subscribe for Gil's pecs. I was petrified. My body was still wrapped around theirs, but I couldn't move an inch. Please be nothing. Please be a dream. Dare I open my eyes? Do it, you coward! Ah! It's Hugo! Hugo's packs. Subscribe for Hugo's packs. We're all just subscribing for I.C.O.'s pecs.
Judah! Hey. You okay?
I squeaked and threw myself off of the sea lion, who looked just as surprised as I was.
Sorry about that. You alright?
Hugo, Hugo is so my pick if we could date him. Ah, man. Hell yeah, it's Gil's pecs. Of course, Perpy donated $2 for Gil's pecs. Thanks, Perpy. But yeah.
Hugo,
Hugo, I was just trying to... Never mind.
Oh, no worries.
Super chat.
For Gil's pecs.
No worries. But, you might want to put your towel back on, though.
Of course.
I wasn't looking. Don't worry.
This whole squadron is gay! No!
Hello?
A small part of me withered and died that very day. The day I lost my dick virginity. By exposing my dick virginity. My shower was brief. By the time it was finished, Hugo was all dressed up and waiting for me. Apparently, he wanted to have a little walk with me around the base. Of course. Hey, Hugo. No, I'm not saying that. apparently he wanted to have a little walk with me around the base. I'm feeling a bit restless after that. Yeah, so why not?
Sorry about that again. I hope you're not mad at me.
Never mention it again.
Fine, fine.
Hugo threw his arms behind his head and gave me a great yawn.
I'm not giving a real good first impression on you, am I? Judah's like, wait, this is a date? I mean, getting beaten down both today and last mission.
You did help with that bomb, though. Hugo chuckled.
Right. I suppose I did do something pretty cool there. Oh, he's like, he knows. He's a cool man. I suppose I did something pretty cool there. So, second mission is only in 3 days. How are you feeling?
Ugh, like shit. Hugo gave me an easygoing smile and patted me on the shoulder.
I feel you there. You'll start to appreciate your mundane duties in due time. To me, just consider it extended break periods.
So, labors is how we spend the time when we're not fighting for our lives? Oh, delightful.
I mean, hey, you get to spend some time with us at least.
Yeah, I guess so. Shay, I'm kinda afraid to look at him funny. You heard about yesterday?
Yeah, Gil told me on our way to the hangar this morning. He really knows how to, dramatize things. Speaking of Gil, you two seem to be spending some quality time together.
I cocked a brow. What? I mean, yeah.
You two getting along just fine?
I mean, I like... I stopped talking as I thought there... I stopped talking there as I thought of what I would say next. Never mind. Hugo gave me a puzzled look.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Hugo placed a hand on my shoulder and stopped both of us in our tracks.
Hey, listen. I want to ask if something's going on with you, Judah.
Aw. I stopped. What? This again? Is this guy really starting this now? Why? What relevance does it even have?
Easy, easy. I just want to ask a few questions. It's okay if you want to keep it to yourself. I get that. But if you ask me, I think you maybe could use a little talk. Or I think you maybe could use a good talk at the moment. So, would you care to just speak for a little moment?
Fine. We continued walking, albeit at a slower pace this time.
This job's stressful as all hell, trust me. It seems every other week, a feral pilot or carrier crew member is taken from us. Hell, when I first started out, I wanted to leave after the first few missions. Fortunately, Gil had my back at the time. Well, I won't tell you what to do. It's your choice after all, Judah. But maybe if you're willing to let your guard down just a bit, you might find yourself more in a comfortable spot. You know.
Letting my guard down? What do you mean by that?
Well, why don't you go speak to him about it? Just come clean with how you're feeling. Couldn't hurt, right?
I blinked for a moment.
Anyways, whatever you do, just don't be up too late at least.
The sea lion yawned again, and I could see the drowsiness in his eyes start to overtake him.
I'm going to sleep. Early morning and all. If you want to speak to Gil, well, you could probably find him sitting around somewhere. Try to find a window or something. He likes looking out of the window when he gets the chance to.
A window? Before I could ask any further, Hugo separated from me and walked off into the dark. Man, I'm missing a lot of comments. You guys went off at this time. Are we gonna hold hands with our gloves off now? What if we held gloves? JK, unless. Oh man. You'll be able to date the I.C.O. and build 69. Nice. I can't wait to date the I.C.O. when you date the mega colony. Oh dear lord. Hugo wants to hold our hands. Well, that is a disturbing image, Cetus. Thanks. Yep. Indeed. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine actually dating those things. And you did miss a lot, Tiger's Tail. We did have a very badass fight. A more comfortable spot? Like your belly, Jesus. Yo, Husky Boy, my man, haven't seen you in a month. Just thought I'd pop by and say hello, and I'll watch this in the morning. Ah, cool. Thanks, Corgi Boy. So in all honesty, what's up, Dirk? I'm home for the winter break. If you can see, I put gift wrap to cover up those personal photos, and the red panda is here. So yes, the red panda came with me for Christmas. Anyway, let's continue on. I stood in silence, thoughts orbiting my brain at light speed. I pondered for a moment before setting off. I was getting drowsy, but we'll see. It'll just be a brief conversation, right? God, just stop fucking thinking for once and do it, Judah. I scoured the base for 5 minutes before finally stumbling on a veil of moonlight, and surely enough, Gil as well. Oh God, why are there so many good CGs in this novel? It makes me so jealous that there's so many in this novel. He looked pretty calm, actually. What was he doing? His eyes were fixated on something out there, highlighted by the brightness. Gross. My voice is gross. Can't have a gross voice. His eyes were fixated on something out there, highlighted by the brightness of the moon's rays. I took a step forward and the dingo's ears perked. Ah! So sweet.
Whoa, Judah! What are you doing up at this time of night?
Trying to find you?
Why?
You weren't in the bunk rooms, so I just wanted to find where you were. Gil stroked his fuzzy chin.
Okay. Oh, wait. Isn't this your first time in an off-crater base?
Yes.
Come here, then. You gotta see what it's like out there.
Gil reached a paw out to me. For a moment, I stared at it. But without thinking, I felt my own arm push itself towards his and our paws linked together. The dingo smiled and then pulled me into the moonlight. That sounds so romantic. How beautiful, look at all the monsters taking over.
It's always a treat when these babies let you see outside. Some natural light really does wonders to you.
Yeah. There was something in the dingo's eyes as he looked outwards. A glint. A sparkle of... something. What did he see out there? The two of us were silent for a beat. I was about ready to leave when Gil spoke up.
So?
I turned to lock my gaze with the dingo's. His brilliant hazel eyes boring deep into my core.
How's things going?
How are things, going?
I envisioned Ben Diskin to be Gil's voice. God damn it! Like I said, this game's a beauty. This sullies my artistic vision. Screw you, Cetus. I do what I want. This is your artistic vision now.
Anyway, put my leg on the table, shaking the table. How are things going?
Yeah, you know, life and stuff. How's it working out there for you now?
I sighed and rubbed the fur on my temples. I don't know. Gil frowned and tilted his head.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's to be expected.
He turned again to the city, festering with the I.C.O. Well, that and... Shit, did I let that slip? Ah, too late. Gil had heard it and turned to me with an inquisitive expression on his face.
That and?
Communication. Letting my card down. The hell did he mean? But that look Gil gave me. No lie could ever hope to pass his watch. I fiddled with the tip of my tail as the words welled up in my chest. Just... what do you want from me, alright? 2 days in, you've been so insistent on spending time with me. Now, yesterday I thought I'd get to learn something from it training with you, and... I don't know, just... Is there something you need from me? Gil stood there. I don't know if he was stunned or upset. To my surprise, I was met with a lighthearted chuckle.
Oh shit, really came across like that, eh? Well, to start off, I don't really want much from you, Judah. You're a new recruit and just thought I'd extend some hospitality to welcome you to the whole charade.
Gil glanced to the side, uneasiness ebbing into his expression.
I know this job's not easy. Almost every other day, we're out in the wasteland, risking our lives in the name of duty. You saw firsthand today just how much we balance on a knife's edge. I mean, it seems you may not be the biggest fan of it, but... well... Just thought trying to be friendly would put your mind just a bit at ease. Sorry if you were uncomfortable, Judah. Truly, that was not my intention.
I averted my gaze from the dingo, unsure of what to say next. Oh. That's... it?
Yeah, I can stop if you'd like. Don't want to make a squad mate of mine uncomfortable.
It's okay. It's fine, Gil. I'm sorry. I was a prick. I'm sorry.
Dude, it's no biggie. My fault for being a dumbass.
Yeah, I suppose so. I cracked a very slight smile. Just... maybe, Gil's ears perked up as I chuckled awkwardly. Maybe shave that goatee you got, and I guess I'd let you do your... usual shit? Why does everybody in VNs hate goatees? What is wrong with you people?
Hi! This baby makes me look like a fucking badass.
Sure. Whatever you say. Judah just went Australian for a second. Sure. Whatever you say. Gil would not let that whole goatee thing go, and the next 5 minutes was spent on him arguing why it indeed made him look, as he put it, fucking sexy as hell, yeah? Oh dear lord. What is this feeling? I was smiling right alongside a guy I've only known for 2 days. But all my reservations seem to have been tossed to the wayside. I don't care anymore. It feels good.
Sigh.
Gil said in a mum tone.
I wonder if I could see it from here.
See what?
The dead zone.
Wait, here?
You didn't know? This base is supposed to monitor the activity there.
No. I pressed my face against the glass, staring beyond the city's limits. Even in the bright moonlight, I couldn't make out anything particular or peculiar. I mean, I didn't even really know what I was looking for exactly. How close are we?
13 miles, I believe. Was thinking maybe we could save it for a higher vantage point.
Have you ever been... Gil shook his head.
Nope. We leave it to the elite squadrons.
Gil stroked his goatee.
I do wonder, though, what it's like.
Yeah. He didn't comment from there. For once, he was silent. Almost somber. His eyes bobbing in and out of a drowsed trance. Indeed, my eyes were also growing heavy, and I could feel the longing for a comfortable bed to curl up in. I was about to bid Gil goodnight when suddenly he spoke up. This time, his voice soft like a lullaby.
So, I did want to ask you something, Jude.
Oh, yeah? Gil turned his gaze to me, the yellow of his pupils like a radiant gem in the moonlight. why did you pilot in the first place? What do you mean by that? I mean, why'd you take the plunge into this lifestyle? You run the risk of dying young and alone outside. The day could come when you make one little slip and, well, you're a goner. That's what the mood killer. Just, why'd you decide to do it? If I may be honest, you don't seem to enjoy piloting all that much. Just like another main character of a similar type of show. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that to you, Cetus. Cetus will fight me if I met him in real life because of this. But a couple of questions just came in. Somebody who said that they recorded the first episode of Ocean Avenue, and I wonder if I can get your input later by showing it to you first. Sure. Just maybe like DM me, I guess, like on, I don't know, Twitter or Discord. You know, this chat seems less cursed than other videos, and I'm desensitized. Indeed. Get in the pilot, Shinji. Dirk and Cetus fighting this. Dirk and Cetus fighting someone. No, don't you dare. But if I may be honest, you don't seem to be enjoying piloting all that much. Is there a reason? Money? Security? Or something else? I shuffled my whiskers. Does he really need to know? I have a family, I suppose. So, money? Yeah. Yeah, sure. You need to work online there, Jude. I'm not lying, Don't worry. It's fine. He drew silent for a moment, simply staring ahead through the glass. I looked out past the window towards the remains of the city, which just sat down the slope. The I.C.O. were putting on one hell of a spectacular light show. Swirling blues, sizzling reds, and undulating greens clashing together in a mesmerizing display. And hovering above the hypnotic colors was an endless tapestry of sky, dotted with jewels for stars. You ever wonder what this place was like? Before they came along? It's absurd to me. No crater, no dome, no I.C.O. Gil pressed a paw against the glass. I couldn't imagine being that. Frey. I love how this feels very relatable to a current real world situation going on right now. Free? Before I could pry further, Gil let loose a great yawn. Hey boy, look at the time. Hey boy, look at the time. If we don't rest up, we'll be late tomorrow morning. She'll have me for breakfast. Good talk there, Judah. Have a good rest. Same to you, too. Gil gave me a pat on the back, which made me stiffen, but ultimately, I allowed it. The two of us walked together, drowsiness setting in as we made our way to the base's dorms for a well-earned night of sleep. To be continued. Let me save. Yeah. Come on. There we go. And save. Hell yeah, Tier 4 in my country boy went out one day before and bought a sign that says, "Sounds gay, I'm in." What am I even listening to? To be continued. Line art and script by Cetus. Coloring and art direction by Kodiopoulos. I.C.O. roars were created by K-Sound Kaiju. YouTube channel is here. Editing and proofreading by Copton and Nawaharts. A huge special thanks to Dirk the Red Panda and Mello for programming help. Badger, Copton, and Nawaharts for writing and art direction, and Nanoff for creating the code and assets for the screen animatics. Damn, Nanoff helped with that? That is so cool. Nanoff was amazing. Like, he does Minotaur Hotel. Yeah, man, the screen animatic was amazing today. Like, oh god, it was so cool to see all that. Like, this game is like just advancing leaps and bounds every time we see it. By the way, we have a Patreon set up. Check it out here, and please support the project if you're interested. I just clicked the Patreon. Oh, there we go. Where's the Patreon? There we go. I need to make a Patreon for separately for Ocean Avenue maybe, but I'm just not sure how to do it. It's so confusing. I'm gonna have to like figure out if I need a second email for like an Ocean Avenue email. That would take work. What if you could do a second email, like create a second project? Like, I have to figure out the Patreon stuff after this video. But yeah, if you're interested, support CS's Patreon, which I do not think I have in the description yet. Let me go add that to the description. Where am I? And it's in the description. I'm loving this music. This definitely is like a chill hop, like from something, and shoot. Everything's like all jumbled up when I copied and pasted it. I have to delete that line that says, as far as I know, there's no I.C.O. page for Patreon. Never mind. Alright. We are going to listen to the very nice aesthetic music as I copy and paste all the credits in my description template for I.C.O. for future videos so we can not mess this up again. Alright, and quit. Alright. Yeah, this game scarred me in a good way. I can agree with that. It was amazing how gripping this story got me and how spooked it can get you, but how intense you can get into the action. Oh god, it's amazing. Sorry, I'm just like looking to make sure I pasted the Patreon page in the proper place. There we go. Alright, it's there. But god, what a good update. Let me go to the to be continued part. And one last thing. Could you please fill out this feedback form so I can... Okay, once again, I'm going to open this and copy and paste it into the description. Because I have one of these for my VN too, but honestly, I love like when people are like open to the feedback like this, because it really helps with the like flow and all that. So there it goes, and I'm gonna copy and paste it into the YouTube one now. Alright, you guys should have it now. I'm gonna say about the 2-hour mark is when we ended. Alright. So yeah, please fill out this feedback form so I can gauge what people think. Offer up criticisms or praises. I want this project to be as great as possible, so any and all criticisms are very much welcome, so long as it's constructive. Agreed there. Thanks so much, and see you in the next build. Wow. Could say this was a great update. I'm loving it, and definitely leaps and bounds, especially with the animatics and whatnot, the screen animatics and different CGs and character development so far. Like, even just, you know, talking with Hugo, you just... Yeah, we don't know too much with him yet, but I feel like we're breaking the ice with him, at least. So we got another character in there. We got him, Gil's being developed. We know she's a drama queen, I guess. But other than that, yeah, this is great. Can't wait to play this update whenever it comes out next. But in the meanwhile, I got a secret VN, which I'll reveal either next week or the following whenever I get to it, because next week is like Christmas weekend. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And I also have a Twitch stream thing in an hour on Twitch, which I'm doing with, I think the name is Tagarung. Like, I'm doing a D&D campaign with them. It's my first ever D&D campaign, and I should have studied beforehand. Let me just say that. I have no clue what I'm doing. I created a character, but other than that, it's like, oh shit. But yeah. The secret you'll find out when I release it, so. Yeah, I really want to keep which new novel I'm adding a secret until I actually play it. It's like, you guys are going to be very surprised when I do it. Alright. Yeah, the stream is ending. Dirk, I found a VN called Pokemon Academy Life. Pokemon, fun. I want to see more of this more often. I'm a space soldier nut. That's cool. I love the music and soundtrack in this VN. I mean, a lot of it's all like kind of either copyright free or like, what is it, royalty free? Yeah. And then we got Purple Cat. Wonder if that's the same as Perpy? Okay. We've got a lot of links everywhere, jeez. Let me see what other music is in there, because that chill hop one at the end was really good. Return. Alright, so, yep, that's the end of this stream. I got like an eyelash, just flicking that away. But cute as always, Dirk. Thanks, Ghosty. And Cetus. Ah, that's great. Cetus is awesome. We need to talk more. We tried talking more recently, but just got busy with finals and can't wait. Perpy donated $2 saying no, it's not, regarding the purple cat thing in the credits. So, not the same person.
Super chat.
Thank you for the $2, Perpy. Alright. Yeah, we are done with this one, and in an hour and 15 or an hour and 10 minutes, I'll be doing another stream, but on somebody else's channel on Twitch. You'll be able to see my Twitter get tagged on Twitter, or my Twitter handle, I can't say it. Get my Twitter handle added on Twitter regarding what I'm doing, so you'll probably be able to find me through there and just see who the person streaming it is. But yeah, we could be doing some D&D. So who knows about that? Have a good time of day, everyone. Thanks, Lide. Alright, so might as well just end the video here. Otherwise, I'm just gonna rant for days. Here we go. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care, guys!